Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with PhoneArena.com and this is the Lenovo Vibe Z, the Chinese company's flagship smartphone that has been launched in India for a price of Rs 35,999. The Vibe Z aka K910 is the successor to Lenovo K900, the flagship from last year. With improvements on the outside and the inside, is the Vibe Z Lenovo's best offering yet? How does it compare with the newer breed of flagships from other companies? Let's find out in our review. The Lenovo Vibe Z gains a significant design upgrade from the blocky K900. The Vibe Z is more curvier and has well-rounded corners instead of the flat ones before. The phone looks mostly pitch black from the front, with a chrome-colored chin, the lone element that adds an executive-like look to the device. Otherwise, the design is understated and slick. Build-wise, the Vibe Z is mostly glass and plastic. By lacking metal, the Vibe Z gains a significant weight advantage, but doesn't skimp on quality either. The sides have a brushed look with metal buttons while the chrome-colored strip on the back and the front is glossy. They all look metallic but actually are made of plastic. With a laser-etched texture, the back is meant to provide a smooth finish and a better grip, which it does, thankfully. We would say the grip is not like that of a soft touch material, but it is certainly better than the smooth but slippery finish we saw on the K900. Talking of the grip, the Vibe Z is also very thin, coming in at just 7.9mm of thickness. With the curved sides and a weight of 145 grams, it is a good fit in the hands for a 5.5-inch phone. It doesn't feel hefty or too ominous in the hands, which is a welcome improvement over its predecessor. The front of the phone is mostly glass, particularly Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Underneath the glass, we have the display, above which sit the earpiece, the 5MP front-facing camera, the usual couple of sensors, and a notification LED hidden beneath the grille. Below the display, we have the three Lenovo-style capacitive shortcut keys for home, back, and contextual menu. They light up when pressed and have decent feedback. One can also notice the primary microphone sticking in between the glass and the bottom parts. Over at the right side, we have the lone SIM card slot, and the left side houses the volume rocker. Moving over to the top, we have the 3.5mm audio jack and the power button. Yes, it is hard to reach with one hand, but thankfully the volume rocker can be configured to wake the screen up. Locking it is still a stretch away though. Moving over to the bottom, we have just the micro USB slot here. The back of the phone is non-removable and houses the 13-megapixel camera with its secondary mic and the dual LED flash, below which resides the Lenovo logo. There is also a loudspeaker right at the bottom on the chrome strip. Moving back to the front, let's start with the display. The 5.5-inch IPS LCD screen has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, which offers a pixel density of 400 ppi. It is sharp enough for a person with 20/20 vision, Lenovo claims, and we tend to agree, because it is not just the sharpness but the overall performance of the display that is great. It has brilliant color reproduction, offers great contrast and excellent viewing angles, making it on par with other flagship devices. We would have liked deeper blacks, but consider this is LCD, it might be too much to ask for. The bigger size of the screen comes with obvious advantages for gaming, movies, and mostly any kind of consumption, including reading. We have come to a stage where most of the high-end displays are either good or really amazing, and the Vibe Z is no exception. The camera on the back is a 13-megapixel unit sporting a 1x3.06-inch Sony Exmor RS sensor underneath and a f1.8 lens over it. It is the same as the K900, and as expected, the performance was really good. It takes great pictures in daylight, especially with the HDR mode, where the limitations of dynamic range are overcome with flare. Except for the slightly blurry details in most HDR photos, the mode is highly recommended to use on the Vibe Z. Doesn't mean the auto mode is not good enough, because it is, and it produces great photos too. Even low light pictures are usable, but they lose a lot of detail due to aggressive noise reduction algorithms, making the photos look soft and mushy. The dual LED flash is powerful but lacks the freeze frame capabilities of a Xenon flash, and hence why we would suggest sticking to the no flash option even for low light pictures. However, the same cannot be said for the video mode, which produces subpar video and audio. The loss of detail due to compression seemed too high that it fell short of the expectations. Admittedly, our expectations were high after using the stills camera. The interface of the camera is packed with a lot of features. Many are useful modes like the HDR as mentioned earlier and the Super Night mode. The latter is definitely more useful as it takes clearer pictures in low light and is a must if you are planning to take images without flash. There is a lot more to the camera in terms of features, including panoramas, GIFs, and picture-in-picture, which takes advantage of the 5 megapixel front-facing camera too. Overall, we would say the camera is great for stills, while the video performance is only passable. Coming to internals, the Vibe Z is Lenovo's first flagship to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 chipset. The 2.15 GHz quad-core processor is accompanied by the Adreno 330 GPU for graphics, making the phone really capable for most tasks. There is also 2 GB of RAM, of which 1.87 GB is available to the system. The system idles with about 700 MB of free RAM after using a number of applications, and hence multitasking is never a problem. We tested out some high-end games on the Vibe Z and found everything to run really smooth as expected with any Snapdragon 800 device. Overall, the raw performance is really good, as evident with the synthetic benchmarks that we ran. The Vibe Z was placed right alongside with the other Snapdragon 800 devices and sometimes even higher. The phone comes with 16 GB of internal storage, out of which 11.87 GB is available for the user. For a phone without an expansion slot, this is definitely less if you're considering a flagship device, and for heavy media users, this is a deal breaker. But others might just be alright with the available free space. Coming to software, the phone runs on Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, but with the company's own custom UI on top. While 4.3 brings in improvements under the hood, everything else on top is customized. Lenovo calls it the Smart UI, which is just pages and pages of apps and widgets, mimicking the iPhone style of home screen management. The interface is completely themed to match the look and feel of the home screens and its icons, but of course you can completely change it according to your taste thanks to the downloadable themes. The interface otherwise is mostly white based except for the dark notification drawer and quick settings. There might be plenty of features or usability focused enhancements in custom UIs, but the only thing that kills the experience is performance. Running on Snapdragon 800, one would expect the UI to blaze through all the tasks, but that is hardly the fact here. The notifications drawer gets laggy real soon, and without an app list to interact with, the core experience seems slow. But once you install a third-party launcher, the performance is a lot better. The lock screen is non-standard too and doesn't support widgets, but is part of the customization suite that Lenovo provides through the Themes app. Here you can change a lot of the UI aspects right from the boot screen animation to the notification drawer. Most of the things in the UI are themable, which is a good thing for the heavy customization addicts. Apart from this, Lenovo has also introduced the multi-window feature, which works by adding 2 windows of apps on the same screen. It is nothing like Samsung's implementation, but here any app you install works, and that doesn't need any modification, except for the games though. Apart from the usual set of Google apps and the utilities like FM radio, torchlight and sound recorder, we have a bunch of Lenovo specific features enabled through the Do It apps. The Securer is an anti-malware app that helps in managing with threats. SyncIt is a solution for backing up personal data to the cloud, which will come in super handy only if you go from one Lenovo phone to another. ShareIt is a file sharing app that works locally through Bluetooth as well as Wi-Fi Direct, but the recipient needs to have the same app as well. And then we have the Power Manager app, which lets you finally control all the parameters pertaining to battery life on the phone. This brings us to the battery life on the Lenovo Vibe Z's 3000 mAh sealed battery. This lithium-ion unit is capable of easily providing a day's worth of heavy usage and sometimes even more. We got through a full day of medium to heavy usage with almost half the battery to spare, which is certainly a good sign. Overall, the Lenovo Vibe Z has great battery life, which should be good news for heavy media users. In conclusion, the Vibe Z is definitely the best phone from Lenovo. This is a substantial improvement from the K900, and Lenovo has done well to adapt the design for better usability. The Vibe Z has great build quality, a really awesome display, a great camera for stills, excellent performance and long-standing battery life. However, the perspective changes when you look at the competition at this price range. For Rs 35,999, the compromises on video recording, the generally laggy UI performance, and the lack of well-implemented features in software makes it a tough buy, especially when you consider the fact that phones like the Xiaomi eLife E7, the Google Nexus 5, and even the LG G2 to some extent reside at a lesser price. But if you're looking for an executive style design, a large vibrant screen, and a really nice stills camera, the Vibe Z will be a good fit. To summarize better, here is a list of pros and cons of this device. And that brings us to the conclusion of this video. Do check out our full review. It'll be up in the blog in some time. The links will be in the description below. Also, you can check out all the technology news and reviews on phonearena.com/blog. So anyway, thanks for watching and let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do hit the like button if you like this video and do hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like these.